Hi everyone, my name is Abraham Neighbors, and I grew up in a health food store that my family started in 1981. And I've been very fortunate to learn from the top doctors in the world, and I want to share what I've learned with you. So think of me as the translator chip between the nitty-gritty science and try to teach it in a very easy and accessible way. So today, I want to talk to you all about supplements. All right, in this group, in my world all about supplements, this is my core 6. So these are 6 supplements that I think it's a good idea for every single human being on earth to take. And here's why. Multivitamins. Yes, I've heard it all. I don't think multivitamins are effective. They don't absorb, they don't work. I get enough nutrients from food. Well, guess what? Most Americans tested are deficient, even if they are taking a multivitamin and eating healthy. So I recommend whole food supplements. So they're not trying to be nutrients under the microscope. They are derived from real food sources. They're processed and manufactured in very, very careful ways in order to maintain the nutrient integrity from that real food. So I think it's a great idea to cover your bases with a whole food multivitamin. Less commonly talked about are multi-minerals. Now these two are both Grow-Bone formulas, and I think Grow-Bone formulas is just a different marketing term than a multi-mineral. This multi-minerals, so calcium, magnesium, strontium, vanadium, vitamin K2, boron, all these minerals are really, really crucially important. And so I think it's a great idea to take a multivitamin and a multi-mineral. Some might say, hey, wait a minute, aren't there minerals in multivitamins too? Yes. But minerals are big, and they can only fit so much in multivitamins before they run out of real estate. So I think it's a great idea to go its own sidecar to complement the multivitamin. These right here these are all vitamin D3. And I think vitamin D3 is the #1 product that we sell at Mustard Seed from a cost-benefit analysis. These products right here, this vitamin D costs less than $20, and I think it can last you most of what is called vitamin D winter in Ohio. So from at the end of September all the way to the beginning of May, so for 8 months of the year in Ohio, it's not possible to get vitamin D from the sun. So I think supplementation is a prerequisite for being healthy, for living north of the 35th latitude. So Northeast Ohio is not just a little bit farther away from the equator, it's pretty far. So that's why we only can get vitamin D from the sun only between mid-May and mid-September, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. You have to have 40% of your skin showing, no sunscreen, and it can't be through glass. Even if you have optimal vitamin D levels from the sun from those 4 months, the half-life is such that by wintertime, you're deficient by default. So that's why I think it's really crucially important for everybody living in northern climates to make sure that you take vitamin D. The vitamindcouncil.org has amazing research and studies on vitamin D for more information. And vitamin D is so important. It is one of the fundamental foundations for our immune system. It is one of the most antidepressants known to man. It can increase muscle strength, muscle endurance, muscle recovery time. It's a prerequisite for calcium absorption, so it actually helps you grow bone stronger. And so I can't stress how important vitamin D is, and so definitely check vitamin D out. Moving over to one of my other favorite nutrients, and these are omega-3 fatty acids. While I'm a big fan of plant-based omega-3s like hemp, chia, and flax, they are the short-chain omega-3 fatty acid called ALA, alpha-linoleic acid. And they convert very poorly, only 5% to EPA and 1% to DHA. The EPA and DHA are the long-chain omega-3s, and those are the ones that are the heavy lifters that actually produce the anti-inflammatory prostaglandins and leukotrienes that we're really looking for. And so I think that marine lipids are the way to go because they have the higher concentration of EPA and DHA. So I don't look at total omega-3s when I shop for a fish oil or a krill oil. I look at combined EPA and DHA. So this Nordic Naturals 2X product, in 2 pills, it has 2,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. I actually boost it up and I take 3 of them a day because my target is 3 grams. You can choose your dosage however you want, but that's just what I choose for myself. This is the liquid form of this same product. Only 1 teaspoon of this equals 3,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA. It does not taste like fish whatsoever. It tastes like lemon. If I can get my nephews to take some of this, I know you can too. Some people are a fan of the advanced absorption of krill oil because it's omega-3 in phospholipid form, so it acts more like a sponge. My critique about krill oil is that it's lower EPA DHA per unit of how much you pay for it. So while it is more absorbable, it is, again, more expensive per unit. It's up to you what you choose. I just like to go for the highest amounts of EPA and DHA because I've read the research that I think that's a good idea. Moving on to probiotics. Probiotics are what make up our microbiome. Now, we have about 10 trillion human cells in this body. We actually have 10 times that amount of bacteria. We have 100 trillion bacteria cells in and on our body. It's about 5 to 7 pounds in our gut is where they mostly live. And they do a lot of services for us. We give them a home, and they are basically our sewer treatment plant. They help protect our immune system, which mostly 80% of our immune system resides in our gut. And they do a whole lot of benefit from us. 90% of all microbiome scientific studies have been conducted in the last 5 years alone. And the amount of what we've learned in those 5 years is just mind-blowing. If you want to follow a doctor that is on the tip of the spear, this is Dr. David Perlmutter, and he's a neurologist from Naples, Florida, who is a specialist in the microbiome. And what we've learned with the gut-brain connection is just amazing. His book, Brain Maker, is one of the best health books I've ever read in my life. So while I like taking probiotics in supplement form, don't forget about fermented vegetables in the form of lacto-fermented vegetables. What does that mean? Well, I'm sure you've heard of either sauerkraut or kimchi. And so 1 spoonful of those lacto-fermented sauerkrauts or kimchis can have an abundance of probiotics. So I like eating fermented vegetables on a regular basis. And the best part is that it's already deliciously flavored and it's ready to eat right out of the fridge. So it's also a very convenient, potent, healthy food source. So check that out. I also want to talk to you about B vitamins. Who doesn't want more energy? B vitamins also really help the body's physical response to stress. And so B vitamins are just very, very crucial. A lot of people focus on vitamin B12 for increased energy. And if you're on a plant-based diet, your gut is unable to manufacture vitamin B12. So it's very important if you're on a plant-based diet to supplement with vitamin B12, in my humble opinion. But I don't just like B12. I like all of the B vitamins. And so that's why I recommend a broad spectrum blend. And so I like this product because it is coenzymated, which means it actually has the coenzymes attached to the B vitamins, so our body knows it's something useful and picks it up. Because otherwise, if you take B vitamins that are not coenzymated and it's just isolated B vitamins, there's a potential that you don't absorb them. So I like to absorb the nutrients that I take. You can also get food-based B vitamins that also absorb very, very well. I also recommend in the form of, if you're going to take B12, there's 4 kinds. The cheapest one is called cyanocobalamin, and the superior one is called methylcobalamin. So just search for methyl, it's a lot better. Now lastly, in my core 6, I'm talking about iodine. Iodine is thyroid food. Our thyroid not only controls our energy metabolism, which is very important, it also helps regulate our hormones. And once hormone imbalance is present, it's A, hard to diagnose, and B, pretty hard to treat. You have to go to a hormone specialist, I think, in order to get the best results. And the food sources of iodine are mostly kelp and seaweed, which a lot of Americans don't eat. So I think it's really important to take thyroid support supplements to make sure, because there's things, chemicals called halides that help drop our iodine. And that's chlorine, fluorine, and bromine. So I remove chlorine, fluorine, and bromine from my environment as much as possible. That's why I like LED lights, not fluorescent lights. That's why I don't eat bleached or bromated flour, because bromated flour has bromine in it, again, that negative halide. And so I think it's really important to avoid those 3 bad halides and to supplement with iodine to make sure that we have thyroid food, to make sure we have energy metabolism and hormone balance. So these are my core 6 that I think is a good idea for every human on earth to take. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
I am not a medical doctor. I am not a certified healthcare professional. I'm not a trained nutritionist or dietitian, so please seek professional medical assistance for guidance in implementing any changes to your diet and or lifestyle. The following information is culmination of growing up in a health food store, hosting the educational lecture series, learning from the top doctors in the world, and my own passionate research. The take-home message is be healthy, but be safe.